Good morning, Meadlands, and welcome to Tuesday, the 31st of March, which we are on now, day 9 of school closure. Can anybody remember what type of music we're listening to this week? It was reggae last week. That's right, it's soul this week, and this morning we're listening to Aretha Franklin, one of the most famous female soul artists, and she's singing a song called Daydreamer. Some of you might have known her very famous song, Respect, which you can listen to perhaps after the assembly. But Daydreamer is rather suitable for our school because, as you know, at Meadlands we like to dream big. G'day! G'day, mate! I do need this little friend. And we're going to do an assembly today all about the Koala Bears of Australia. I know that a couple of weeks ago, months ago, we had a really special day at school where we were raising money for the bushfires in Australia to try and help the Australian people with all the devastation that had happened with the bushfires. Conservationists who had been working really hard with looking after the little koala bears, and they had taken a lot of koala bears whose habitats had been completely devastated and taken them into a zoo in a place near Sydney. Now, Sydney is not the capital city of Australia. I know someone who'll know. Millie the map, what is it? Canberra, that's right. So anyway, these koala bears were taken to a very, very good zoo near Sydney, and they were given lots to eat and they were looked after. And as the rain started to arrive in Australia, lots of the habitats that had been burnt began to grow again and began to repair. And now, as I read on Sunday, that the zoo in Australia is nearly ready to release the koala bears back to their original habitats, because the habitats have grown, and the eucalyptus trees that the koala bears eat the leaves of have grown as well, and so they have plenty of food and plenty of places and plenty of trees to climb and to rest. And I thought that was rather good news. So, little koala bear, you'll be able to go home soon. Let's play a Meadlands quiz about koala bears. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions about koalas, and I'm going to give you 2 answers, an A or a B, and I'm going to ask you to shout out whether you think it's answer A or answer B. Okay? A, lazy. B, leaves. Shout out now. Yes, it is B. They eat so much in one day, and it takes an enormous amount of time for the leaves to digest inside their tummies, and that's why they need to sleep. Question 2. Are you ready? When tiny little koala babies are born they born with their eyes open and able to see everything? Or B, are they born with their eyes closed and blind? A, open, B, blind. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Correct! They are, just like kittens, born blind, and over a number of days do their eyes start to open and they begin to see. Question number 3. I learnt from Hugo that Australia is a really, really hot country, that koala bears don't have any sweat glands, so they must get terribly hot, right? So how do they keep cool? Do they A, go swimming in the sea, or B, do they climb to the top of the trees where the wind is and it keeps them slightly cooler? A, pool, B, tree. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Aha! So half of you thought swimming in the sea, and half of you thought climbing the trees. Well, the half who thought swimming in the sea is absolutely wrong. The answer is climbing in the trees. Question number 4. Is a koala a bear? A, no. B, yes. And your answers, please, Meadlands. Okay, I've got the answer. Koalas are not bears. Perhaps when the Europeans first settled in Australia, they saw this amazing, cute little creature all covered in fur, and perhaps that's where they got the name bear from. But officially, they are marsupials, which means they are very similar to kangaroos. and they actually have a little pouch where they carry their young, and their young can stay in their pouches up to 6 months. And finally, your final question, question number 5. As I've already told you, koala bears really like eating leaves, but there is something else that the young koala bear will eat. Is that A, cake, B, their mother's poo? A or B? Shout out what it is. Yes, that is true. In fact, the koalas, a little bit like hippos and giant pandas, do eat the poo of their mothers because inside the poo there's lots of nutrients and a special sort of bacteria that will help them with their diet when they need to digest and eat all the eucalyptus leaves. So it's actually really important that they do that. So Meadlands, that is the end of Tuesday's assembly. Hope you've enjoyed it. Such good news to hear that somewhere in the world the little koala bears are able to go back to their habitats and back to their eucalyptus trees. And a really nice feeling to know that Meadlands perhaps were a part of that by all the fundraising that you did. So we're now listening to Aretha Franklin's most famous song. I'm sure you recognise it. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Don't forget to watch Mr. Penbirdie's PE lesson. And I will see you all tomorrow at assembly time. Bye-bye for now.